John.
Okay. Hi, John. How are you doing?
Hey, Chuck. Listen, I really appreciate your I've listened, caught it over the years, and I wanted to say that, I called in and can't remember why I called, but I know that anybody who's out there, had something that they wanted to talk about, that if they called in and they got your advice, that I know it made me feel better at the time, and it doesn't have to be a life-changing type of reason to call, but just maybe just to say the words. And I appreciate that this conduit is available.
Thank you so much, Sean. That's so nice to hear from you. I really appreciate that. And I hope I'm glad you remember it as being helpful, even if you weren't exactly sure what it was about. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's just the thing, right? You can't always, our problems, you know what I mean? We don't want to hold on to them, right?
Right.
But,
that's true.
But you want to, if you get resolution, you file it away as resolution and move on to the next one, I guess.
I guess maybe that's the best way to think about that. Hopefully it's not something you hang on to because it's done and over with as a result of whatever it is I might have said to you at the time.
But one of the things that I really, you talk about emotional intelligence a lot.
Right.
And one of the things that you had mentioned in a past radio show was, naming your emotions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how different cultures have a lot more ways of expressing an emotion. So as a parent, I've been listening. How long have you been on the air?
This is the 13th year, actually.
But yeah, right. I figured as much. I have a 19-year-old boy who's turning 20, and I've used some of the emotional intelligence types of roadmaps to help develop his emotional intelligence. And I've used things that, like you've said, taking yourself, looking from the third person, giving emotions a name so that you can see them coming. And now he's 20,
wow.
And he's a self-aware, and understands what he's not doing, and in life for success, and with all the pressures, and he was just one of these kids and missed his senior year prom, missed his senior year, goodbye, first year of college on a PC, didn't get that social connections that colleges often to provide. He's living at me home now, and I'm watching this incredible emotional up and down of a 20-year-old male. And I was just, what's my best course? Just to say, have an open ear. I say nothing,
Well, I think it kind of depends. I mean, because you're living together, there are times when he's more open to listening to something than he might be other times. When he's full. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I think if sometimes when somebody's very emotional about something, the best you can do is just to hear him out and just say, Jesus, seems like something's going on for you, without saying, hey, it looks like you're upset, because he may not want to acknowledge he's upset. But if you say something's going on, you feel like talking, and then maybe he unloads. And unloading, well, as a parent, I know it was really hard for me not to just want to say, wait a minute, can I stop you and just tell you what I think you should do instead of what's happening? And that, right, is that how it feels?
Yes. Yeah. You were really
right. So
feel like you try to give a lesson, and as soon as you even right. they get the hint of a lesson, their eyes roll in the back of their head, and you lose it.
So if you've been listening regularly, John, so here's the pieces of the puzzle that I think help. One is you ask him, was he willing to talk about what's going on? And he does. And all you're doing when he's talking about it is you might interrupt him for a moment, not to give him any advice, but just say, let me make sure I understood what you said, and just kind of repeat back to him. So, because sometimes, when somebody's really upset about something, or they're really caught up internally with stuff going on for them, it comes out confused. And one of the things that you can help is just by clarifying and just asking and say, well, I'm sorry, I might not have got that. This is what I thought I heard. Was that right? Or did you mean something different? And it allows him to, in his own mind, just get more clear. And that's a gift, by the way, if you can just do that without offering any judgments, without giving any advice. And then when it's all done, when he feels really heard, then I would ask, because this is a strategy I think really works, is, so what are you thinking you're going to do next? And if he's not, I have no idea, Dad, then would you mind if I suggested something? Because what I find, if I ask permission, it's very different than all of a sudden me just telling him what to do. So those are two things. One is ask him what he's already thinking about. And if he's got some good ideas and you just want to reinforce them, that's great. One of the other things I found that might be useful, John, too, is that sometimes if he's like feeling really upset and he wants to feel calm about something, have you ever felt this upset before and found a way for you to feel calm later? Was there something in your past? It doesn't have to be the same kind of thing, but the feelings were the same that in terms of what you were feeling and what you wanted to feel? Because sometimes people find that in different ways, in different circumstances, they've actually accomplished what they think is impossible to accomplish right now. Because when they think about the feelings were the same, even though the situation was different. And if they've had success going from upset to calm in the past, maybe there's something in their history that allows them to build on what they did before, that gives them some ideas about how to go forward.
Well, what you're saying is to have them connect that resolution of a past event with the current issue that they might be having.
And say the circumstance doesn't have to be the same at all. It's just what you're looking for, were the feelings the same?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those feelings that bring them to help you in the now.
If you've been guiding him all these years with the stuff that I've been talking about, he should be receptive to this stuff.
Well, he is. That's what I'm saying. He's very self-aware. But with self-awareness becomes, you know what I mean? Now you're putting yourself under the microscope. You know what you're not doing, right? You know what I mean? You know that like his biggest thing is now he feels that he's not on the path of his greatest potential. And, it's that old letting the
John, let me stop you.
The way of the good.
There's a hard stop. The automation kicks on in 30 seconds. So I'm going to have to say goodbye. But you know what? Try some of the things we talked about. And I'm back in April for the first 2 weeks. Call again. Let me know how you did. Thanks so much for the call, John. Appreciate it. You take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye.